Rolling with Nat 20. I'm Nat 20, and we're back with more Adventurer Manager. And I'm still reeling over the death of Dogsack. But I think I have a plan. Continue on with our adventures. But the plan does require us to go back and do some past adventuring to level up our new tank in our group. And as opposed to the two options I provided earlier, the warrior and the paladin I saw, actual guy and Dwarf Furious I believe, I forgot that our third option as a tank is a Dark Knight. And we have Chocobo not too far behind, 13 levels, 21. He's half the level of where we're at in dungeons right now. So if we send him into the dungeon, the pyramid that we're in right now, he's just gonna get hardcore murdered. So we're gonna have to get him a little bit of experience before we can do that. And I'm gonna check out the Haunted Mansion. It's a nice little middle between him and the rest of the crew. Make it heroic so it's a hardy battle and we get some decent drops for him specifically. And at the very least we can level him up to the next tier of equipment that we can then craft him some ridiculous stuff, and hopefully that will be enough to have him survive. But also I do want to try to get used to the idea of having a Death Knight in the group instead of Anchorus. And with that I've had to respec the group a little bit. Our Death Knight, we have the Envision Death maxed out for some taunting. We also have Vile Strike up pretty high so that there can be a decent amount of damage as well as a chance to stun. That's really what the Dark Knight is good at in a tank position, it seems, is stunning. Now, one of the advantages of Dark Knight is the fact that Dark Knights have passive lifesteal. So that's going to be extremely helpful coming up. Hopefully. The idea is that since being a Dark Knight as opposed to a Paladin and can no longer perform heals, the Dark Knight will do damage and be healing himself. Thus, the damage he will also be doing will reinforce everybody wanting to attack him as opposed to the rest of my crew. I don't know if that's going to work out exactly, but that is the hope. We also have to get used to this plan and get used to keeping Chocobo alive. Get used to Chocobo in the mix with our team. Changes up our plans a little bit. If you notice, Anchorus respect a little bit, no longer has the feign attack or feign death or whatever it was called that reduces the aggro on Anchorus. Because if you notice, Anchorus actually has the most health now at this point. And until Chocobo kind of catches up, I think I want Anchorus taking at least a little bit of the aggro in the beginning of the fights until I can get everybody focused on Chocobo, and then have the heals focus on Chocobo, and have everything work out that way. Of course, fizzles aren't the way for things to work out, but a Vile Strike will stun him, and that's exactly what we need. It gives us an entire round where we don't get hit. So that's an advantage. A second fizzle. Come on now. Come on. Defend. We're just gonna have to defend with the group. A second fizzle kinda sucks. I wonder if there's a way to make LP Grotus fizzle less. Resisted the stun that time. He only does have a stun 25% of the time. Can't expect it to always go through. We do get a nice Tooth Hammer of Knowledge, which if it had some strength or constitution, might be worth it for Chocobo. Being a Dark Knight, intelligence actually helps him out a little bit. Now, we're not really speccing him for intelligence since he's to be our tank. We're speccing him more for damage and livelihood. There's gotta be some way of dealing with these fizzles. The fizzles are what's ultimately gonna get me killed, and I don't like it. seems, at least in these earlier levels, that the Dark Knight is going to work out for us. Though we definitely need to improve the power in him. Notice everybody else is getting 18 experience and Chocobo is getting 40 something. 46, I think it was. Chocobo briefly pauses and thinks about your hands. Lie down and get 1,000 gold. That's a lot of gold. Now, part of the downside of having Chocobo in the team as opposed to Dogsack is he hasn't been around for quite as long. And that means he hasn't been doing as many university things, as well as not having the same level as everybody else. So it's kind of a double whammy in that respect. He's kind of doubly weak. Now the hope is that we can catch him up quickly. And I could run a bunch of auto adventures, but that could take a while to have him run auto adventures with people that are around his own level, and to have him run auto adventures with this team would level up this team a bunch, and I don't really want to arbitrarily do that. I mean, of course this is going to be leveling up the team a bit, and that is a little arbitrary, but what else are we going to do? We have to make some sacrifices somewhere. Chocobo's going to level up, get a little bit stronger. We are going to be running out of endurance for this place pretty quickly though, so that's a bummer. It'd be kind of handy if I remembered where any of the bosses of this place were, but I don't. And thus we just have to explore around. But we will find chests, and that's always nice. Chocobo's ignoring you. Kiss him! For full health! Kiss him for full health! Always kiss your adventurers whenever you get the chance. Envision the death of this floating light, or have them envision their own death. I don't quite understand what you mean by that game, but either way, it'll piss it off enough to get some of the aggro away from Anchorus. Not that we need it here, but we need the practice of doing it. And I would rather stun this guy, be able to take him out real quick so that he doesn't drop any heals, than try to intimidate him. Or envision death him, as it is for Chocobo. Resisted that, but we will be able to take this floating light down pretty quick. And as you notice, the Dark Knight is named Chocobo as opposed to Dark Knight, meaning that that is a chosen name by somebody. That is not just a reference to Final Fantasy for no reason. This Chocobo is actually just Chocobo because Armored Chocobo wouldn't fit in the namespace. And Armored Chocobo requested that I name somebody after him, so I named our Dark Knight after him. He's another YouTube content creator, does Let's Plays, pretty cool. Just check him out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description, but I have forgotten to before. You find the Possessed Dresser and get a real look at what it's going to be like to fight with Chocobo, at least a little bit. Now, if we take out this floating hand, we eliminate the opponent's ability to heal, envision death on the Lich Jr., and everybody should focus fire on the Chocobo now. Possessed Dresser is a barbarian, so there is some concern that it might flip out and attack everybody. It's going to resist the stun, as I imagine many of the bosses will. I haven't really tried a lot of status effects on bosses in this game, haven't had the team to do so. Keep healing up Chocobo. Unfortunately, this is probably our last fight here for now because Chocobo is going to run out of endurance to maintain his max health. or max stats rather. But the possessed dresser is going to go down pretty quick. Give us some well-needed experience and some equipment that, will this be useful? Will it wisdom and constitution? Dang. Strength and constitution. Not wisdom and constitution. But with that, we're going to have to portal out and wait a little bit before we are able to continue on with this place, just to get our endurance up a little bit. While resting up, Giantia is the target of an invasion, which luckily for us, our main crew has healed up just enough to be able to handle an invasion. So we will actually get to see firsthand if Chocobo will be able to stand a chance against enemies of a level that scales to the rest of the party. Here's hoping. This could be the death of our Dark Knight. This team doesn't seem too worrisome. Bunch of warriors in it though. 3 different types of warriors even. I think I'll go with the zombie. The zombie seems less armored. Unfortunately, because we no longer have a paladin, we no longer have the ability to break apart people's defenses. We just have to accept that shielded enemies will block sometimes. But the way we were playing our paladin before, we'd kind of come to terms to that, it seems. Things seem to be going pretty well. Chocobo takes a couple hits, but doesn't seem to be anything that he cannot handle. Take the opportunity to mend Anchorus a little bit. Ooh, you're gonna dodge my attack? Maybe even get another one in of your own? Ouch, another 300 damage. That doesn't mean a whole lot. Okay. This stuff... What level are you, Chocobo? Chocobo is level 22. This stuff is way out of the range of what Chocobo can equip, which is a bummer. Alright, second pack of enemies. Seems even easier than the first. These guys are a level higher, but they just kind of seem poorly formulated. They got the cleric up in the front, and I guess they do got their spellcasters in the back and a knight up here. Really, the cleric in the front's the big issue at hand for this team. So the cleric in the front, I can just take them out like that. Now they don't have healing anymore, and now they're just some punks we're gonna take out. Always with the punks. They were pretty easy. Got some people finishing stuff in the university. Chocobo leveled up, which is always excellent. We need him to level up as quick as possible. I think we're going to ignore the university just for the time being, because it's not anybody super important. With his level up, Chocobo is able to equip a better weapon and a new ring, getting a little bit more powerful. Just a little bit. Sometimes it's funny seeing some of the earlier enemies pop up in these clusters of later enemies. An orc shaman and a fruit bat? How did you two become friends? These guys are magic resistant, which means that Lemon is going to be at a bit of a disadvantage, but aside from that, I think we should be just fine. Chocobo, pulling his weight, is at least distracting the enemies and doing about as much damage as Dogsack would have done, actually, but Chocobo's built more for damage than defense, and Dogsack was the opposite. What are we facing here? A cub, a zombie knight, a bandit warrior. Kinda looks like the bandit warrior's buddy became the zombie knight. I don't know. And a shadow monster in the back. In other words, some punks we're gonna defeat real quick like. Another bunch of dudes down. LP Grotus and Lemon actually level up from the small pittance of experience they're getting, so let's handle that. And the next fight will be the last one of the invasion, where we get to battle a greater ice elemental. Okay, fine. I see you, greater ice elemental. You put a little bit of fear into me. Not too much. Ooh, that's a lot on Chocobo. No more druids. And Chocobo can't really handle both of these guys hitting him because this greater ice elemental hits too hard. So hopefully maybe you can get a stun or resist. Bummer. Ooh, you attack everybody like a jerk. But now it's just you. Maybe I can get the stun on you. Nope, you resist. This doesn't seem like it's gonna do a lot. 2,000. 2,000 is still pretty damn good. This heal needs to be dropped on Anchorus because of all the stupid attacks you've been doing to everybody. Luckily, you're not long for this world, buddy. We've taken you down. And for it, we get this hat that doesn't seem very good for my people. This knife, also not very good. But we also get a unique ice armor, which unfortunately also doesn't seem very great. Might be better than what Chocobo's wearing. Actually, I would take that, but Chocobo is not high enough level to equip that new armor. Unfortunate, but we're able to stop the invasion. Take our rewards from that, which is going to be some tier 9 stuff, which we're actually getting pretty close to being able to equip. But that's not very good. That could be okay for Anchorus, I suppose. Focus and strength. Could use some constitution, but focus is also great because that would increase crit chances and stuff. That doesn't seem too great either. I already turned in the quest. Let's take a look at the progress we're making on the castle. Not too many places left to build. We're just going to build up these last 4 rooms. Resting on this side. University training time on this side. Going to go resting, training time, and probably training time again and resting. Something to be known here. Oh, you guys need to get portaled out because only the recently refreshed brand new Dark Knight has any endurance left. And Chocobo finished some stuff in the university, so that's super important. Alright, I put everybody in the university that didn't have classes going on because I got the money to spare right now. And we go back to waiting. Alright, well, they're not completely rested, but that should be enough for us to continue going through the heroic haunted mansion. 700s, 640 for Chocobo. Yeah. I think we've proved that we can handle punks like this, so I think that we will just finish this episode out by killing the Furnace and the Lich Lord, so I'll see you when I find those guys. Here we've found the Furnace. Chocobo's leveled up a couple times since we've last seen combat that mattered. At least once. Maybe just once. But he needs to level up. And he's getting pretty powerful. His attacks are getting up there. They're not the most ridiculous, but he went from 500 consistently to 700 consistently, so that is quite the improvement. I don't think this Furnace is actually going to cause us too much trouble. Kinda seems like a punk. Yeah, he's gonna go down pretty easily. Just kinda taking my time with it, making sure I get as much health as I can, because I still want to explore around more after defeating this Furnace. A Vile Strike. I've still not been able to stun any sort of mid-boss or main boss. gonna keep trying though. Is anything of this worth anything? No. Just salvage and money. Alright, we find the Lich Lord in here. Have you focus fire on Chocobo. Start taking out that hand. Make everything cost less. And that focus firing on Chocobo is kind of doing a lot of damage, so you're going to have to heal up. And probably actually defend, so that you can survive the next couple of strikes that are going to be coming your way, and just do what we can to take out this floating hand this round. And with you defending, I can actually drop this heal on Anchorus. You can't defend twice in a row. I don't want to throw another Envision Death, so let's try to stun that knight. And we successfully stun the knight, making him not be able to take a turn this next round. And that allows us to heal Chocobo while the Lich Lord focuses fire. Skeleton King does nothing. We'll even try another Vile Strike. Ooh, but that one gets parried. Can't get lucky every time. The Skeleton Knight is going to get a turn before it dies. Meteor Swarm is not our friend. Keep healing Chocobo up. Really? I thought that the stun didn't work out. Somehow it did. I'm guessing even though it parried, somehow the stun worked out. Seems odd, but that is apparently what just happened. Maybe I missed something. Ooh, another Meteor Shower. Throw some heals on Anchorus for this one. Try to get some Vile Strikes. Of course you resist, you're a boss. Do not Meteor Shower again. Ugh. Gonna have to throw the big heals on Chocobo. Swinging. Kill the Lich Lord. Can't let my Lemon and Grotus die. Okay, so heal up Lemon. Keep going for Vile Strikes in that Lich Lord. Maybe one of them will work out. Maybe. Alright. Could heal up Grotus, but Chocobo has the aggro. And if Chocobo loses the aggro, Chocobo's not going to lose the aggro because we're going to up our Envision Death. How about that? I was going to say if Chocobo loses the aggro, Anchorus is going to be taking it, but Anchorus isn't going to be taking it. We'll just re-up our Envision Death. Make sure that the aggro stays on Chocobo and kill the Lich Lord to level up Chocobo once again. And get some loot. The unique Lich book isn't going to be super helpful for anybody in this group. Now there's this shirt. But the experience and the money and materials from the loot is invaluable. Portal out. And we'll just deal with our university things now that we have money again. That kind of took all of my money, but I'll be able to sell stuff for more money and put people in adventures for money. I cleared the haunted house twice. I need to turn that in, don't I? Complete the quest for a fist weapon that's a little underleveled for me, and a mythical frozen blade, which sounds pretty cool, but unfortunately isn't going to be super helpful for what I need. I was hoping for something the Dark Knight might be able to use. With that, we get some more money out of turning in the quest. This, we still have this here, which is weird. What happens if I enter in with this? Unexplored. Well, let's get out of here. I just want to know what was going on there. I guess apparently somehow I opened up the quest twice. But I wasn't trying to do that. Actually, now that I turned it in, I shouldn't have it open many times. There are no missions available at the Haunted Mansion. There are clearly missions available at the Haunted Mansion. Huh. Let's see if I take the Haunted Mansion. What if I decline the Haunted Mansion mission? Does that fix it? And what if I take it and cancel it? That's the farm. Accept. Abandon. Still taking up the base. Got rid of one that way. Let's try another. Accept. Abandon. Alright, that cleared that up. Well, that's going to be the end of this episode. Apologize for the repeating and stuff, but, you know, dog sack died, and sometimes you just gotta make do. We're trying our best to get Chocobo up in the mix. Maybe he could handle a battle or two in the pyramid now, but the battles in the Haunted Mansion were kind of pushing it. So I think we will have to test out by letting him rest up a little bit first, and then maybe try somewhere a little more difficult. Let's see. Haunted Mansion. Farm. Maybe we try the pirate ship. We'll see how Chocobo does in the pirate ship. Give him a couple of battles there. Maybe not completely level him. Give him a couple battles there. He's still a little too low of level. Maybe level him a little there. I don't know. We'll figure it out then. It's too much to plan for now. I wasn't expecting Dogsack to die. I was just hoping that Dogsack could be our tank forever. What a whimsical, wonderful world that would have been. You've been rolling with Nat 20. I'm Nat 20, and I will see you next time. Bye.